when one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL gets suspended for the sixth time in the last 7 years. This could be the end of his career. Well, we gotta talk about that.
The band, that's big views. Boarded the plane, won't be back to Maine. Now I can't camp it with you.
Hey, what is up, guys? So tonight I am going to be talking about what just happened with Josh Gordon and him once again getting suspended for a substance abuse policy. So Josh Gordon has gotten suspended 6 times since 2013, and he got drafted in 2012 in the second round. And 5 of those suspensions have been because of substance abuse. And it's very unfortunate, especially because so many people in this country are dealing with the disease of addiction, and I have a lot of people that are close to me that deal with disease of addiction. It's something that is very sad, and I believe that it's a real epidemic in this country. When it comes up, the people around them really need to do their best to be able to help them feel comfortable and to really show them that they need help. And I think that's the case with Josh Gordon. And when doing my research, I actually didn't really know that when he started at Baylor, he got kicked out because of the same exact issue of substance abuse. And then he went to Utah, and then he wasn't able to play because he had issues with substance abuse. And it's just something that has been crippling him as a person. It seems like all throughout his entire life, and not even thinking about the fact of how great and how talented of a football player Josh Gordon is. After this situation of it being his fifth offense for the same exact thing, it's something where I think he really needs to take a step back and, really just, in my opinion, end his NFL career. Because quite honestly, I don't really think that the NFL is going to bring him back. They've given him so many chances to be able to, go to rehab, be able to find treatment, and be able to really just do his best to get a right mindset. And they've given him a lot of chances, in my opinion. And Roger Goodell, his main focus was just trying to get Josh in the right mindset, the right health. And football and sports are looked at as great activities and great things for us as humans to be able to find ways to really distract ourselves from all the stresses that we deal with throughout the world. And throughout our lives. And when I get home from work or when I get home from stressful classes, all I want to do is be able to watch sports because it's something that I'm passionate about and it's something that distracts me away from all the stresses that's going on in my life. And we don't really think about all the mental health issues that these athletes are going through. And it's something that I think we need to be a lot more serious about, and something that needs to really be understood by everybody that actually watches these sports, because it's not only with a situation with Josh Gordon. I've heard a lot of different stories with athletes having issues with mental health and just finding ways to be able to really be able to feel comfortable with themselves as a human being. And so just to get into really what Josh Gordon has been able to do throughout his career is that, like I said, he was drafted in 2012 in the second round, and then he was unfortunately suspended his first 2 games in the NFL because of substance abuse. But then in 2013, this is when he showed how much of a superstar he was. So in week 12, he was able to get 237 receiving yards. And then in the following week, he was able to get 261. He was the first player in NFL history to be able to get back-to-back 200 receiving games in history. And that just showed how talented and how effective of a wide receiver he was. And if you really think about it, if you look at the quarterbacks that he had to deal with the Browns, it's guys like Brian Hoyer, Brandon Wheaton, Jason Campbell. Like it's not guys like he was able to really be able to link up with later in his career, like Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. So he was able to make plays out of literally getting thrown nothing. And he was able to make these spectacular plays, and that's one of the biggest reasons why he was able to make the Pro Bowl and also become a first All-Pro during 2013. I just remember seeing this guy running around. He looked like one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He looked like AB out there. It was nuts. And I just remember after hearing about his first substance abuse thing, I was just like, wow, I really hope he's able to figure this out, because his talent is unreal. So then when we get on to 2014, he was arrested for a DWI. So this caused him to be suspended for the entire season. But then the NFL actually had a rule change where in the drug policy where it actually changed his suspension to only 10 games. But then when he came back, the Browns actually suspended him for the final game to really be able to get his mindset right and for him to understand what he did was wrong and that he's going to be punished for his actions. So then we get to 2015. Then he tried to get reinstated again, but he was suspended for the entire season, and just because he failed the same exact drug test. And then in March, he tried to get reinstated again, and then he failed the same exact drug test. And then we go to the next year of 2016, and he was actually reinstated by the NFL because he did pass the drug test, but he was suspended for the first 4 games because of his past offenses. But then, right before he was about to actually start the season with the Cleveland Browns, he ended up making this statement of, and right before he was about to go back to the Browns, he actually came out with a very surprising statement. And I thought, in my opinion, this was a great stepping stone for him being put in the right direction, especially with getting healthy with his addiction. So he said in a tweet, after careful thought and deep consideration, I've decided I need to step away from pursuing my return to the Browns in my football career to enter an inpatient rehabilitation facility, and this is the right decision for me and one that I hope will enable me to gain full control of my life and continue on a path to reach my full potential as a person. I appreciate the support of the NFL Players Association, the Browns, my teammates, my agent, and the community throughout this extremely challenging process. And when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. He's actually taking a step back to really be able to find what the issue is and hopefully fix it. And then in 2017, he tried to get reinstated, but unfortunately his request was denied. But then he was actually in November reinstated on a conditional basis, which actually allowed him to be able to start the season for the Cleveland Browns in Week 13. And after just playing 1 game with the Cleveland Browns became very angered with Josh Gordon because they said he violated the team's trust. And this was due to, I guess he went to a photo shoot for his clothing line and actually pulled his hamstring. And then it was said that he showed up to Browns practice 10 minutes late. And he just didn't seem like himself. And the Browns were very worried that he was still struggling with being sober. And they wanted to make sure that these repercussions didn't hurt their franchise in any way. So then Josh Gordon was traded with a 7th round pick to the New England Patriots, and the New England Patriots sent over a 5th round pick. When this happened, I was like, oh my God, Tom Brady finally has a wide receiver other than Julian Edelman. You know, it could be back to what it was with Randy Moss because, I mean, Josh Gordon is such an amazing talent. And I really thought that him and Brady were going to have this incredible connection, and, you know, I felt like it was kind of like a knockoff OBJ really kind of going to the Patriots. And it was really interesting, especially because the Patriots are really good at being able to pick up these guys who are in tough positions in their career and also their life, and being able to really help them, you know, get back on their feet, especially with the discipline of the Patriots way. And I really thought that this was a great step in the right direction for Josh Gordon to be able to get him to a healthy space with his addiction, and I thought he was going to really flourish well with the Patriots. So then he played until Week 8, and then we got the report that Josh Gordon was stepping away from the NFL to focus more on his mental health. But then it actually came out that he was trying to get ahead of the story that the NFL was going to be posting a week later. So the NFL actually suspended him for the same exact substance abuse policy. And he was just trying to find a way to be able to get ahead of that so it didn't look like as bad on his reputation. So it was very unfortunate, especially for Josh Gordon, being able to be on this great franchise of the New England Patriots and being able to see him really celebrate with the Patriots after their Super Bowl win against the Rams. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to, and you know, he made the choices that he did, and you know, he was still able to get a ring, but it would have been amazing to be able to see him in that situation. So then we go to 2019, and his 2nd round tender was actually picked up from the Patriots. So then he'd be able to still be able to play for the Patriots. Then he was able to play till October, and then he got injured. And it came out that after his injury, that the Patriots were going to waive him. And this made me just like, kind of scratch my head a little bit because Patriots, their biggest need is a wide receiver. Tom Brady was having issues because he didn't have Gronkowski anymore. And so it really just made me wonder, why are we getting rid of such a talented and good wide receiver that has such good chemistry with Tom Brady? There has to be something more here. It just isn't that. I just had a little bit of an inkling that he either showed up to the facility and wasn't himself, or that the Patriots had a little bit of an idea that maybe he was going back to his old ways, so they wanted to really get away from the situation before it really blew up in their face. Then the Patriots waived him, and he was picked up by the Seattle Seahawks. When I saw this, I'm like, wow, all right, the Seahawks have already been showing that they're a legit team in the NFC, and now they got Josh Gordon, and Russell Wilson has been playing like a superstar, and so him and Josh Gordon, this will be crazy. Especially when Russ is able to run outside the pocket and be able to find Josh on those nice slants. And he played 4 games. He got 6 receptions and caught for 81 yards. But then it just came out this last week again that he was suspended for another substance abuse. And so like I said at the start of the video, it is very unfortunate how his career has really panned out for him. And it's all his own doing. So there's really, the only reason I feel bad for him is just because I really think he needs to take some time to be able to find what the real issue is, and being able to, I really hope he's able to find a way to become sober. He really did seem like a really nice and genuine guy when he was on the Patriots, and even when I saw any sort of interview with him, and it's just very unfortunate, the disease of addiction, and especially with a guy so talented, only being able to play 62 out of the 112 games that were played in the NFL in the last 7 years. It's just very unfortunate. And so, in my opinion, I really think that this is the end of the road for Josh Gordon. And in my opinion, his best bet is just, like I said, to be able to find the best people to surround himself with. And now that he really has this sort of platform and voice that the NFL gave him, I think his best bet would be able to find a new purpose in being able to help people that are in a similar position as he is in right now. And so that's just a little bit of an overview of what Josh Gordon's career has been like, and that's just a little bit of my analysis and my opinion on the whole situation. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this whole situation, and also don't forget, go down and subscribe. I post videos every single week talking about the biggest sports topics and giving my analysis on it. And I do the same exact thing every single day on my Instagram and also my Twitter. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the support every single day on my videos. I love anytime I get a like, anytime I get a view. I really appreciate any time that you guys take just to watch any second of my videos. This is my passion. It's my dream to be able to talk about this stuff on a daily basis. And I appreciate you guys being along for the ride. Thank you guys so much. See ya.
To Dan's point, this feels bigger than football for Josh Gordon.
Oh, there's no question that it is. And, when we were talking about this in our meeting, Swagoo, you had sort of an emotional reaction, so I just wanted you to have an opportunity to share that.
Look, we've been through the highs and the ebbs and flows and the lows of what this Josh Gordon story has been throughout his career. We've saw him deal with the abuse, substance abuse issues. We've talked about it from a football standpoint, as far as him going up and down, and why would a guy sacrifice his career instead of just, fixing the problems that he has. But now it's to a point for me beyond that, because I've had all of those conversations previously too. I'm concerned about Josh Gordon, the person, outside of the game of football, because I don't think he's ever going to play in the NFL again. And I don't know if the NFL served as part of the therapy for Josh Gordon. That really bothers me. It scares me for what Josh Gordon has been through, had the ability to come back from, and continues to go through. So from a former player in this NFL that had the opportunity to see a lot of guys and played a long time in this league, a lot of guys deal with things that could ultimately go into the part of their life that nobody likes to talk about. Josh Gordon, I am wishing you well, big dog. And I hope that the NFL served this therapy, but I hope you find solace in something else.